I'm going to present to you the Brisbane Institute of Strength-Based Practices, and hopefully you'll get some idea as to what we do and how we organize our conferences and what we are looking out for. And this will also give you an opportunity to understand where we come from. Hopefully this is what is going to happen. And I'm going to make my photo a little bigger, hope if I can. Yes, I think initially that's something that makes a bit of a difference. Okay, the institute is in Brisbane in Australia, and we are originally academics from psychology, social work, management, nursing, architecture, a lot of professions we are basically involved in. And one of the things that we try to do is to organize our own professional conferences. And I think in doing that, we have been pretty successful, I should say. And I would say we've been successful in a way. The institute, of course, some of you obviously seen the Brisbane city will also remember this iconic Story Bridge. Yes. The Institute started off with its first conference called the Strength-Based Practices Conference in 2006. But first time we actually went away from Brisbane and we went to Hyderabad in India. And that's when we actually organized a conference. We had about 35 different countries, people, and I think about 250 to 275 delegates, 250 probably international delegates and probably a few local delegates too. So what I'm going to do is divide my conversation with you into about us, what we do, how do we do, what we need, and typical budgets that we've got in future. So I'm going to play around that. So hopefully you will get an idea when you understand what we do. And I'm hoping that you will get a reasonable understanding of who we are as well. Okay, the Institute it's a private training body now. Okay, once upon a time when we started, we were an association, but now it's completely a private training body. And we started functioning since 2006. And the way we did is basically understand a philosophy that is about coping and resilience and work with people with an idea of not definitely wanting to work with deficits of people, but to look at their strengths. The backgrounds I've already mentioned to you, and then it's a conference modality that we have taken. And of course, 2006, if it was Hyderabad, and then 2000, and between then and 8, we did various activities in various places within Brisbane, Australia, and other countries. And then we decided to go all the way to Croatia, Dubrovnik, and the most beautiful place where we surprised European organizers that we can actually do something different as far as they're concerned. So that's what we did. Now, one of the questions that actually comes up into everybody's mind is what sets us apart from other people? Firstly, we are content specialists because we are managers. We love to talk. We are academicians. We are looking for opportunities. And why not content managers look around for their own facilities and look around and get the deals themselves? So we kind of, sometimes somebody might say we have just cut a lot of people. No, we didn't. What we did is we maximized our comfort. We also organized it ourselves in such a way that we can enjoy the conference and also the opportunity of going around different places. What you see, those bunch of people with me are absolutely distinguished professors from different parts of the world. Some of them are vice chancellors and others. So our ideas are clearly set. We keep costs low for participants, and the most important thing, our participants continue to revisit, and that seems to be the way we try to understand and interpret. So, you can see there, of course, we've got some entertainers there, but the main people who are singing there are, again, very distinguished professors and others who have been interested in moving. Yeah. And so we are looking at, right. So what is the difference? I mean, if I'm going to talk to you about the guiding principles of our organization. The mission of the organization is to bring practitioners and theoreticians and researchers to one platform. Whether university academics or whether they are people who are connected with, teaching anything or the other, happen to be from one angle. And there are people who are practitioners who also happen to have a different kind of wisdom. So we wanted these wisdoms to meet with and bring them together. And to continue to strengthen affordable education. That's the most important thing. And training where possible, along with rest and recreation. And that's what we are trying to do. And we hope that we have been in a position to, do that well. Well, you can see that people are enjoying, and we do get people from around the world. We have indigenous people, we have people from Africa, people from different parts of the world, from the United States, and we try to bring them in such a way that, everybody is in a position to work through and, get an opportunity. Now, look at that. I mean, when I show you this particular picture here, you find 35 different countries out there, and 35 countries in one place. How does that happen? And this happens because people look for better price and better value for money. And I think we have been in a position to bring those two things together. And that seems to be the way our own market analysis seems to tell us that that is the reason why we are more popular. Now, the other important thing that I also wish to tell you is that the audience infographics that we have done here is a very simple thing. First-timers, nearly 65% of people who come to us will be first-timers. Return participants, 75%. Now, this data, if you put 65 and 75, it doesn't become 100. And the idea is not to make it 100. The idea is to just give you an idea that, yes, we do have a lot of return participants. And where do they come from? They have come until now from UK, South Africa, Malaysia, USA, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Croatia, Nepal, India, Maldives, Pakistan, Thailand, Papua New Guinea, Slovenia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Peru, of all places, Taiwan, Bangladesh, Philippines, UAE, and of course, Hong Kong and Korea. So that's the way we try to get hold of people. I mean, of course, we advertise, but a lot of advertising is through a personal mail, through professional mail, through university mail. Our credibility is pretty high. So we don't have to really throw, 10,000 pamphlets and then we get 100 people. That's ridiculous. These days when paper is important, trees are important, climate is important, everything is important. Do it in such a way that you have, you use the media and also you use your own self in such a way that it works for you. Right. So how did we come to that sort of a situation? We came to that kind of situation and popularity because our registration costs for developing countries have always been kept around $275 or so. And for the Western countries, around $475. Generally with 4-star accommodation. But mind you, we choose lean periods. We don't go when you are all fully booked and we've got touristic seasons and everything. So we make some sacrifices. We don't probably choose the best of touristic season to go around. We choose a time when people don't go there, and we make ourselves because of our company, because of our families, because of what we can afford and what we can't, we come back happy too. Nowadays, of course, since four-star accommodation has become a little more expensive, we are going to hike up some of those prices, but otherwise they will be in the same kind of a range, maybe a couple of $100 or $200 more to be added. Materials, meals, 2.5 days of meals. They're not very silly budget meals. I mean, we don't just throw some sandwiches at people, we don't do that. We obviously give the countries, the good food and everything else. And certainly food is the least of the expenditure. And accommodation basically is one of those things which costs a lot because of maintenance, because of cleanliness and everything. We understand that. So social media, personal and professional, both are used by us. When I use the word social media, both are used. What I mean to say is Facebook, for instance. It's not just Facebook of mine, Facebook of my own colleagues, friends, and everything else we tend to use. And of course, in more recent times, Instagram has also been used. I haven't started it, but others have used Instagram. And of course, we have the Twitter. And whenever suddenly a new speaker comes up, we make an announcement and we keep doing all those kind of wonderful things. And it seems to be working for people quite well. Okay, so when we do these activities, what happens in those countries? The bare minimum, I expect, or I can expect around $30,000 probably will be added to the income of that particular area. I'm not saying it's a huge area, hotel, tourism, a little bit on the transport, smaller places, auto rickshaws, cars, Ubers, whatever it is, that's all. But it could go up to 150,000. We're looking for bigger events, and there's every possibility that we would actually contribute more as a result of compounded expenditure of our delegates. And one of the things that I just wanted to mention here is that when you are going to call me, please don't waste your call with so much of spam calls that keep coming up. I generally don't pick up phones for anonymous calls. Do send a message first, full name, country, what's it all about, and what's it that, and also send me a WhatsApp message that you can send me. So since I have already spoken to some of these things, what I thought was I'll go back to a few slides and keep them in front and talk to you. What am I looking for? I'm certainly looking for hotels. They can't be real budget hotels. And I'm not looking for, a typically 5-star. I might have a few 5-star kind of guests who might look forward for it and they know where to go for it. I don't have to go and find a 5-star for them. They can do that. But most of my other candidates will be looking for 3-star and 4-star. The venue can be 150 to 250. And if you're going to have bigger venue, if you're anticipating bigger numbers, we will definitely call and tell you that. We prefer to have the hotel, to have the venue and also have as many rooms as possible. And we all know some subventions, we do get them, and certainly we will share them back with the community. We give them back to our speakers, we give them back to some of our committee workers, volunteers. Yes, I didn't tell you this. Because we are professionals and because we work for universities and other places, we don't have to live on running the conference. So therefore, most of the money that we get from registration gets passed on in buying the services, in organizing the services, in hiring the local staff. And of course, a little bit remains. And that again, we put it back to scholarships for the third world countries, sometimes students, sometimes faculty. And sometimes there are people who are constantly touring, but they need to be supported because they are keynote speakers. They don't have that kind of money to throw around. They have beautiful speeches to give, so therefore they go around and we support them. In fact, I'm one of those. I would hesitate to travel too much on my own unless there is a cause. So therefore, there are people who require, the airfares, and we provide those airfares. So that's all I wanted to say to you, that I look forward to hearing from you, whether you're a tourist operator, whether you are going to operate and help us out with accommodation, venues, and people who can't handle our clients when they come from the airport. The transport itself is an issue sometimes, putting two or three people together, and the entire what we call as the destination management kind of work that you people do makes sense to us, and we would definitely like to have those services brought. But the content and everything else we look after ourselves, and that's all for this particular presentation. I would have loved to have come to Thailand, but unfortunately this time it couldn't be. So therefore I've written this. I will definitely answer your email calls, and of course we have a website, but it's not really geared at this point of time, and they're going to do some new changes. It's going to be a very dynamic website soon. It's got beautiful materials right now, but it looks very boring to read, and you can't expect fantastic websites just from academics. We need some support, and they've got somebody to support us. Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure for me to record this for all of you. And I hope the last slide once again to get you back into the mold. That is, yes, there's an email of mine, and there's also a mobile number. Thank you very much. Bye.